Welcome back to educator.com. For the next lesson, we're going to go over the surface area of a cylinder. Now remember, surface area is the area of all the sides of the solid. So for the cylinder, we're going to find the area of the top base, the bottom base, and then the lateral area, which is the rectangle, which makes up the side of the cylinder. Now imagine if this is a soup can of soup. Okay. Now if you were to rip off the label that wraps around the can, okay, so this is the cylinder. If you were to cut it and rip off the label, it becomes a rectangle. Okay, so then here, the lateral area, meaning this side that does not include the bases, if you cut it and open it up, then it becomes a rectangle. Okay, so the lateral area for the cylinder is the rectangle, okay, that makes up this the side of the cylinder. And then we have, of course, the two bases, which are circles. So surface area is the lateral area plus the two bases, the two circles. Now to find the lateral area, okay, if this is where we cut, okay, then there's a cut right there. We need to find the measure of this length and width, right? To be able to find the area of this lateral area, this rectangle. Here, we know that this wraps around this base. So all of this here becomes this here. So when you're given this cylinder, to find this measure, to find that length, we have to be able to find the length of this circle right here. Now, if we had a prism, that would be considered the perimeter of the base, right? But because it's a circle, that is called circumference. So to find the circumference of a circle, it's going to be 2 pi r. So this is 2 pi r. Circumference, all of this. Okay. So circumference equals 2 pi r. Pi is 3.14. Okay, there's the r, there's the radius. Okay, so once you find that, that'll be the length of this right there. We know this would be the height. So that would just be the height of the cylinder. Now to find the area of a circle, because we have to find the area of this whole thing, right? So this whole thing is this whole thing right here. And the area of a circle is pi r squared. So a few things to look at here. We have circumference to help us find the length of this rectangle, the lateral area. And then we have the area of a circle because that's the area of the base, right? Okay, so be careful here not to get confused with volume. Surface area and volume are very different things. Surface area, we're just finding the space of the outside of the cylinder, okay? Whereas volume measures everything inside, how much space it's covering on the inside. So surface area will be the lateral area, okay? So lateral area is this times this, right? So it's circumference times the height. Or I can just say 2 pi r times h. Okay, that's going to give me the lateral area, all of this here, plus, okay, now I have to find the area of my bases, right? Plus, since I have two bases, 2 times pi r squared. So the surface area, SA, is going to be all this here. Now, try not to let this confuse you. Surface area is just very simple. You're just finding all the space that on the outside. So just this right here, the area of this rectangle, plus the area of the circle, which is the top, and then plus the area of this bottom circle, which is the bottom. Okay, so it's just area of the rectangle plus the two bases of the cylinder. Okay, that's the surface area. As long as you know, you're comfortable, you know the circumference of a circle, you know how to find the area of a circle, okay, you're fine with surface area. Let's do a few examples. So again, try not to get confused with the formula for volume. The volume is the area of the circle, pi r squared, times the height of the cylinder. Okay, that's the volume. For surface area, we're just going to take it one step at a time and find the lateral area, find the area, that label that wraps around the can, okay, and then add it to our bases, the area of the bases. So surface area, we're going to do lateral area, which is that label, plus the area of the base, which is a circle, pi r squared since it's a circle, and multiply that by 2 because we have 2 of those bases. Okay. So again, remember lateral area? We're finding the rectangle, right? That label, rectangle. So if we cut it here, then it's as if we're cutting it here. Then we need to find this measure here, which would be this measure there, which is the circumference. Their circumference is 2 pi r. That's 2 times 3.14 times the radius is 4. Okay, so 2 times 3.14 is 8 times, or 2 times 1 is 2, this is 6. I have 2 numbers behind decimal points, that'll be 6.28, and then times 4. So this is 32, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 24, 25. Again, 2 numbers, so it's 25.12. Easier way, you can just multiply this number with this number first. Okay, so that's 8, and then you can multiply that 8 to 3.14. Okay, so then here our circumference is 25.12. This is 25.12. That's the length of this side right here. And then this height is 6. Okay, so the lateral area, I'm going to write that in here. Lateral area is 25.12 times 6, right? So lateral area, okay? Lateral area. And 25.12 times the 6, this is 12. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 1 is 7. 5 times 6 is 30. 6 times 2 is 12, plus 3 is 15. Okay. Now, how many numbers do I have behind decimal points? I have 2. That means I have to place 2 numbers behind the decimal point here in my answer. So 25.12 times 6 is 150.72. Okay, that's only this part right here. Plus, now I have to find the area of my base, pi r squared. So, all of this right here. pi r squared, so the area of the base is pi r squared. That's 3.14 times the radius, which is 4 squared. Okay, remember that I have to square this first. So 4 times 4 is 16. So 3.14 times 16. Four times 6 is 24. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2 is 8. 6 times 3 is 18. Leave the space alone. 1 times 4 is 4. This is 1, and this is 3. Okay, I'm going to add them up. 4, 12, 10, 5. I have a total of 2 spaces behind decimal points. So then I have to put that decimal point right there. So it becomes 50.24. So the area of this base right here, pi r squared, is 50.24. And so I just placed that right here, that number, 50.24. Since I have 2 of them, I have to multiply that by 2. So if you want, you can just do 50.24 plus 50.24. Okay? Times 2. 4 times 2 is 8. This is 4.0, and that's 10. So all this lateral area plus 100.48. My surface area, add these two numbers together. Remember, when you add decimals, you have to line up the decimal point. So for 2 plus 8 is 10. 7 plus 4 is 11, plus the 1 is 12. 1, 5, and 2. Decimal point, just bring it straight down. So my surface area is 251.20. And my units, centimeters. It's area, so it's squared. Okay, now I know this was a lot of work. This was kind of a lot. But all we did is find the area of that label. Remember that rectangle? Okay, that wraps around the can. So we're going to find the area of that. It's just a rectangle. Okay, so you're just finding 2 pi r, because that's this side right here, times the 6. So if you want, instead of using this whole formula here, you can just maybe draw out the rectangle. Okay, draw your 2 bases, your circles, find the area of each one, and then just add them together. Okay, that's all we did here. This is just rectangle plus the base times 2. Okay, so that's surface area. Okay, let's do a couple more examples. Find the surface area of the cylinder. Now, for this one, let's go ahead and do, let's draw out our net. Meaning I'm going to draw out my rectangle, which is that label that wraps around the can. Okay. And then my 2 circles. Okay. So first, let's find the area of that rectangle. Now, this I know is 20 meters. Then to find this measure here, okay, that's just from here, going all the way around. Okay, that's, remember, circumference. So this is going to be 2 pi r. Now 2 pi is 3.14, and r, my radius, is not given. I have my diameter instead. So the diameter, remember, is from here all the way to here is 12. My radius is half of that, so then r is 6. So it's times 6. To find this, I can just let's multiply these two first. So 2 times 6 is 12. 12 times 3.14. So 3.14 times 12. This is 8, 2, 6. Leave the space alone. 1 times 4, 4. That's 1, and that's 3. Okay, now we add 8, 6, 7, 3. I have two numbers total behind decimal points. Place a decimal point and find out two numbers. So this side right here, my circumference is 37.68. Okay, and so then to find the area of this, just multiply this number times that number, right? So it's 20 times 37.68. So 37.68 times 20. Now, if you want, you can drop the 0 and just multiply this number by the 2. But you have to remember that in your answer, after you multiply it by 2, you have to place a 0 at the end of that. Okay, that's just a little faster way to do it. Or I can just say that this is 0. And then instead of placing, because everything times this is all zeros, so instead of writing all these zeros, I can just go ahead and start multiplying this next number with 2. So 2 times 8 is 16. This is 12, 13, 14, 15, 6, 7. Okay, two numbers behind decimal points, right? So then, right there. So the area of this is 753.60 or 6 meters squared. That's the area of this rectangle there. Okay, now let's find the area of the base. So this right here, the circle. So that'll be pi r squared. Pi is 3.14. Radius is 6 squared. Again, exponent first. So that's 3.14 times 36. Okay. Four times 6 is 24. 6 times 1 is 6, plus 2. 6 times 3 is 18. Put a 0 there. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, plus the 1. 4, 9. Add them. 4, 10, 12, 13, 9, 10, 11. Okay. Two numbers there. So my area of this circle is 113.04 meters squared. That's the area of that. And the area of this is also 113.04. Okay, so then now all I have to do to find the surface area is add them together. So 753.6 or 60. Remember, you can, if this is a 0 that's behind the decimal point and at the end of a number, you can just drop it, okay? Plus my circles. So 113.04 plus 113.04. Okay, let's go ahead and just add them, line them up. So 753.60 with this one, 113.04 and 113.04. So make sure when you add decimals, the decimal points all line up, and then the decimal point in the answer is just going to go straight down. So this is 8. 6 plus 0 plus 0, 6. 3, 6, 9. 5, 6, 7. 7, 8, 9. Okay, so our surface area is 979.68 meters squared. Okay, for area. Okay. Okay. Third example. We have a cylinder that has a radius of 6 inches and a height of 10 inches. Draw a net for the cylinder and find the surface area. Okay. Cylinder. There's my cylinder there. My radius is 6 inches. My height is 10 inches. So the net is going to be rectangle for the lateral area, and then my two circles, my bases, right? So the surface area is going to be this plus that. Now, remember to find the length here, that's going to be from here all the way wrapping around, which is their circumference. Okay, so that's 2 pi r. The radius is 6, so this is going to be 2 times 3.14 times 6. I can go ahead and multiply this 2 and the 6 together. That's 12 times the 3.14. And then that's going to give me this length right there. So 3.14 times 12. Okay, 8, 2, 6. 1 times 4. Okay, leave the space alone. Put a 0 there. 4, 1, and 3. Add them, so it's 8. This is 6, 6, 7, 3. And then I have 2 numbers behind decimal points here, right? So I'm going to place a decimal point right there in front of 2 numbers. Okay, so my circumference here, this length is going to be 37.68. My height is 10. So to find the area of this rectangle, I have to multiply this times this, right? Length times the width. So here, if you just multiply by 10, all I have to do is take the decimal point and move it over to the right 1 space. So the area of this rectangle is going to be 376.8. Okay, it went from in front of the 6 to behind the 6. Okay, 1 space. Then, plus, I have to find the area of that circle. The area of a circle is pi r squared. Pi is 3.14. The radius is 6. So 3.14 times 6 squared. Remember, we have to take care of this exponent first. 6 times 6 is 36. So it's 3.14 times 36. Okay, this is 24. This is 6 at the 2, 8. This is 18. Leave the space alone, put a 0. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 1 is 3, plus 1 is 4. 3 times 3 is 9. 4. Okay, now we're adding, right? 8 plus 2 is 10. This is 12, 13, 9, 10, 11. Okay, 2 numbers behind decimal points. So it's going to go right there. So the area of this circle is 113.04. This is the same circle, same area. So this is 113.04 also. So to find the surface area, I take this, which is called my lateral area, right? Lateral area plus my base, area of my base, and then add another base because I have 2 of them. So if you want, you can just take this and multiply by 2 since we have 2 of them. Okay, so then I just have to add this all up. Now remember, when we add numbers, decimals together, we have to line up the decimal point. So the decimal point has to go right there. That's 0, 4. And again, 113.04. Now I'm missing a number right here. I can just place a 0. Whenever you have a number behind the decimal point, and at the end of a number, you can add as many zeros as you need. So we're going to add this. 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 plus 0 is 8. Point. 6 plus 3 is 9. Plus 3 is 12. 7, 8, 9, 10. 1 there, 0 there. 3, 4, 5, 6. So my surface area, when I add the lateral area, here's my base and my other base. When you add lateral area plus the base, we're going to get our surface area, which is 602.88. And our units is inches. Area is always squared. Okay. So that is the surface area of this cylinder. Okay, and that is it for this lesson. Thank you for watching educator.com.